Happy New Year, everybody. Frankie Day here. Okay, guys, it was hoped you guys had a very beautiful New Year's Eve, a New Year's celebration for the new year, and a lot of new model builds and a lot of models be coming up for the beginning of the new year and onward. And I hope everybody was safe. Any drinking going on, keep it lie low on it, and make sure you don't get pulled over, get thrown in the brig. And I hope everybody had a wonderful time. And this year is going to be a nice year, everybody. We have a new president here in this our beloved country, and let's hope we get this country back in shape again, guys. It just can't go on any further like the way it is. And so, let's stop with that. Okay, guys, the video tonight will be video number 2 on my Mach models 1/72 scale consolidated PB2-Y3 flying boat. This will probably be the second Coronado flying boat that I built online here on YouTube. So this probably won't be the last, but if I ever shake up another one, I have to go to Stash Pot and grab one and build another. But right now this thing needs to be finished up. It's been laying dormant for a long time, and then some. And I made a pledge to myself, which is a New Year's resolution. I'm going to finish up everything on my plate before I start on something else. And so this is probably about the last, and I got to finish up outside the Mad Modelers and my buddy builder, the Revell 1/32 scale F4 Phantom. So I'll probably bring that up a little bit. So right now I'm just kind of debating about finishing up in a Navy markings or a Vietnam paint schedule, or like it is as illustrated on the box top. But that's another story. Right now the story for the day is video number 2 on the Coronado. I've got all the paint work done on it, fellas. I went in and took some wet dry sandpaper and sanded down the filler off the wing and some areas that I missed, some holidays that I missed on it. Got them all squared away, got the plane in a prime, gave it a little light priming, and rechecked for any imperfections. Couldn't find any, so it's ready for the finished colors. I went ahead and took a nice rag and everything and gave it a good rub down and make the finish more pliable towards paint. Okay, guys, when I started painting, I did some pre-shading first, and I believe I probably posted a couple of photos on Facebook just about 2 or 3 hours ago on the pre-shading results on this. I just got done posting a couple pictures on Facebook on it now, but you're ready to see at the stage of being finished on the finished paint schedule. The finished paint schedule, this is a circa 1941, which was an earlier blue color, which is known as a blue-gray. Then they went to intermediate blue after that. So this blue-gray has a really kind of like a funny, like a greenish tint to it in a sense. But that was what they used at that time until they went to intermediate blue, which they were experimenting with blues and different camouflages at that time. And so I got the other side, I got pre-shaded first. I got the other side painted light gray dried, and went ahead and airbrushed the blue-gray on top. Excuse me. We're going to let this thing dry overnight, and tomorrow I'm going to apply some wash on it and wipe it down real good and give it a good rub down here and there and finish up the painting, finish up the model, and I should have her done by tomorrow, guys, for the final reveal of the Coronado flying boat. And right after that, by Tuesday, I'll have my Lindbergh X Ringo Ferry flycatcher all done. Because like I said in the last video, all I got to do is add the flying wires to it. She's finished. I'll make it hot on that tonight. While this thing is drying, that'll probably be a pretty good idea. But to say the least, everything, guys, without further ado, we'll take the camera over here and we'll swing around and take a look at the Coronado and show you what whole Frankie Day got done on it. And then bring it back the camera to yours truly and discuss the video. Okay, guys, here you can see she's on top of the Lazy Susan. We'll zoom in a little bit so you can... A little bit too far. Right there is about good enough, guys. I'll start learning how to judge a distance on this monitor on the camera opposed to the monitor on my computer. So while twirling around, you can see the brilliance of the blue-gray applied over the light gray. This was one of the earlier paint schedules they did when they got away from the chrome yellow on top of the wing and the natural silver fuselage, aluminum fuselage, what they employed as a paint schedule that day, and plus the colorful markings on the tail and also the chevrons on the wings. So the militarist at our side of the land was quite in view that war was imminent, so we started applying war colors to our aircraft. And so this is the earliest color of light blue-gray. You can't find this in Homebrew colors or Model Masters, so you got to make your own. So what you got to do, guys, you got to take blue, tone it down with white, and add green. And I got Federal Standard Charts color chips that I match my paints with to the color chart, so this is pretty much right on. And so I went ahead and did that route. It came out pretty good. I bought some Model Master blue paint, but it's nowhere close to the paint chip as this thing is supposed to be painted. So this is pretty much right on. You can see some of the pre-shading on this thing as it shows through the brilliance of the blue-gray. The white underneath, the gray underneath it is treated in the same measure. You can also see the pre-shading underneath the light gray. Next one is dries. I'm going to go ahead and start adding all the pre-shading on here. All the washes, because these are nice, beautiful looking panel lines on this kit. So when this dries by another hour, I'm going to go ahead and airbrush some Krylon clear on here, so it's glossy a little bit to accept the wash and let it dry. But I'm going to apply the varnish on it very liberally and very gingerly, because I don't want to flood all the channels inside the recess of the panel lines, because you fill those full of goddamn full of varnish, you got nowhere for the details of the wash to do its job on the recesses on the plastic. So when I apply the varnish on it, I'm going to go ahead and do it very light on it, so it actually seals all the pores, so I can apply the decals and add the wash. Let it dry 24 hours before I start applying the wash to it, and wipe it down and finish up the details. So this is the known as the Whale, dubbed as the Whale, the PB2-Y3 Coronado flying boat. They only made so many of these guys. There's only one of these that are in existence today. They're in Florida, I guess, in Lauderdale, Florida, Naval Air Station out there. They got one of these. Matter of fact, the Coronado that's out there in Florida is Howard Hughes's PB2-Y Coronado. It's the one I used to see all the time when I was in Long Beach out there by Northfield, out there in Long Beach Naval Air Station. The outer panels of the wings were removed. All it was, the airplane in its entirety, without the outer wing panels, and it had some kind of a Rust-Oleum preservative anti-phthalate paint they use on it, which is known as red oxide. And I remember seeing that all the time. I remember I walked out there one time to the grinder and seen this thing. It's a big airplane. I mean, the Coronado is a pretty good sized airplane for the day. But you stick this thing up next to the Martin Mars, it'd be like putting a Piper Cub up next to a 747. That's how big the Martin Mars is. But these were big flying boats for their day. They had a wingspan of 115 feet. They're powered by 4 Pratt & Whitney engines. And sometimes these are very sluggish water performers. And it took a while for it to get out the water. And the bottom of the step of the fuselage, when it planes on the water, that consolidated, knew they had problems with the PB-Y. See, the PB-Y had a lot of problems getting out the water for a while because it stayed under the water for a long time before it became airborne. It's because the suction of the bottom hull of the fuselage and the water itself while it was planing. But the Coronado was built in with a square vent that allowed air to pass through the water in the hull, and the plane would actually rise off the water without fuss. Actually, this thing had a shorter takeoff distance than that of the PB2-Y Catalina. The Coronado was used as medevacs, air ambulances, but anti-patrol bombers, transports, auxiliary aircraft, transportation aircraft for the brass. Matter of fact, this Coronado right here is the one that took Admiral Nimitz to Pearl Harbor after Admiral Husband Kimmel was relieved from service, relieved from duty when Pearl Harbor was attacked. Russian President Roosevelt had orders for Kimmel to take his place. So he boarded one of these Coronados to go to Pearl Harbor to observe how much damage was done and repeat same to our Commander-in-Chief, which was Franklin Delano Roosevelt at the time. And Coronados were more or less kept out of the combat zone, like most flying boats of this caliber. They were more or less used during World War II as transports, and some theaters used as anti-patrol bombers. And they were very successful in all roles they portrayed it in. Like most flying boats like this had very, very long range capabilities, and they were equipped with galleys. So every crew member aboard an aircraft like this had special duties they did very well. And they couldn't find what they wanted to do on one of these things, the plane captain, the skipper, would appoint him to that duty. Some was good as a cook, some were good as catching a buoy, some was good as flight engineers. It was a teamwork adventure on flying boats. After World War II was over with, most of these Coronado flying boats were scrapped. Only one example that was left the world was Howard Hughes. They were never used anymore as transports and everything else, fellas. I mean, they did their job during World War II, but 1945 came to an end. These things, they went out with a dodo bird, and they were all lined up in a scrap pile ready for the dismantler's torch, or some were sunk in Coronado Bay out there by San Diego as man-made reefs. And so these were very important airplanes for their time. They weren't very pretty airplanes. They were not your typical long-range flying boat. The Naval Air Crews dubbed this thing as the Whale. I can see why. The fuselage looks like Moby Dick himself. Anyway, guys, so tomorrow will be the final reveal for this here aircraft, and Frankie and Dave will go somewhere else. The Flycatcher will be next. Okay, guys, we're going to take the camera around, swing it around yours truly, and finish up the video. Okay, guys, here I am. Christmas is over with. The new year has just now started, so I foresee a lot of good builds that coming around the corner. A lot of good stuff will be coming in the model shops, especially out here in America. We're waiting for the Victor by Airfix to come in, and the P40 and the B17G that they've done. It's going to be very it's going to be a very exciting year of all these new models coming in, guys. So we're all going to enjoy ourselves here and enjoy the fair of classic modeling, and then some. Okay, guys, so tomorrow will be the final reveal of the Coronado, and by Tuesday I'll have the final reveal for the Flycatcher, and Wednesday I'll probably I'll be starting on the Wellington bomber, and hopefully I'll probably make a video of that, the update of that, and get that shaking pretty good. And once I finish that, I'll go to something else. So right now, after I finish up the Wellington and the Flycatcher, the Coronado Flycatcher, I'm going to go ahead and turn to the Wellington bomber and get Whippy done. Then I'll pull something else out of the cabinet and start that out of the stash pile, and make a inbox video of that and start that build. Okay, guys, enough. That's all I can say for today and for the tonight's video. Come to a close. So this is the conclusion of video number 2 of Mach models, 1/72nd scale, PB2-Y3 Coronado flying boat. Anybody who wants to get one of these kits, they're very expensive, and the instructions are terrible. And we'll discuss more of that during the final reveal. It's time for Frankie Day to bail out right now and get back to work. So God bless you guys once again. Happy New Year to you guys, and God bless you guys. And I hope you guys had a very wonderful New Year, and things were nice around the house, and you had a good, wonderful time. And so we're going to have a good year, guys. So hang in there, boys. We're going to have a knee-slapping year, I tell you that. Okay, this is Frankie Day signing off. God bless you guys. Please subscribe. Make Mama happy. Happy modeling. And we'll catch you on the final reveal for the PB2-Y3 Coronado flying boat, which will be tomorrow. Frankie Day signing off. Good night, boys.